Hello, my name is Abhinandanil, and today we are going to discuss about the entity relationship diagram. Firstly, the contents are introduction, ER diagram symbols and notations, then components of ER diagram, then steps to create an ER diagram, then our real life problem. First is introduction. An ER diagram stands for entity relationship diagram, also known as ERD, is a diagram that displays the relationship of entity sets stored in a database. In other words, ER diagram helps to explain the logical structure of database. The ER diagram is created based on the three concepts: entities, attributes, and a relationship. Then ER diagram symbols and notations. Mainly, it contains three basic symbols which are rectangle, oval, and a diamond to represent the relationship between the entities and attributes. Then the following are the main components and its symbols in ER diagram. Rectangle stands for the entity relationship diagram and symbol represents entity types. Then ellipse or oval and it represents the attributes, while the diamonds represents the relationships. Lines, it links the attributes to the entity types and entity types with the other relationship types. Then primary key, attributes are underlined. Then double ellipse represent multi-valued attributes. Then ER diagram symbols. The rectangle stands for entity, while the double ellipse stands for multi-valued attribute. Then single ellipse stands for attribute, and rectangle stands for entity, while double rectangle stands for weak entity. Then diamond stands for relationship, and double diamond stands for weak relationship. Then components of ER diagram. Entities. It is anything that is to be represented in the database. It can be place, person, object, or concept that should be stored in a database. Attributes is a single valued property of either an entity type or a relationship type. Example, teacher has attribute, subject, name, etc. Then relationship, it is the association between two entities. And then here are examples of entity, attributes, and cardinality. Entities are classified into weak entity and strong entity. Attributes are classified into simple attribute, composite attribute, derived attribute, and multi-valued attributes. Then cardinality. There are different types of cardinalities: one-to-one, one-to-many, many-to-one, and many-to-many. Steps to create an ER diagram. Identity, entity identification, relationship identification, cardinality identification, identity attribute, and the last one is create ER diagram. Then our real life problem is draw a ER diagram for a teacher. And here is the ER diagram for the teacher and corresponding department. The teacher has three attributes, namely subject, ID, and name. And here ID is the primary key value and it is underlined. And it is has a relation which is teachers in the department, and department has two attributes, namely department ID and a department name, where the department ID has a primary key value and it is underlined. Then ER diagram explanation. Our database consists of collection of teachers and each teacher has a teacher ID and a subject. A user can belong to a department and departments can have unique department ID and name. Then here teacher is entity and the attributes are subject ID and name, and another entity is department and the attributes is department ID and department name. Then here the entity teacher has primary key ID and a multi-valued attribute subject, and teacher entity has a relationship with the entity department. The entity department has a primary key, department ID, and attribute department name. And that's all about our slideshow. Thank you.